Welcome to the Python training session. Today we are doing a new topic, object oriented programming in Python. First, let us understand what is object oriented programming or OOP. It is a method used to develop the applications using OOP is explained with the help of the concepts like object, classes, inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. Now, first we will study about the object. Now, let us study what is an object. Object is a concept or a thing with a definite shape. Object could be a living or a non living entity. Each object will have its own properties and will perform a specific task. Example, cell phone. When I take cell phone is a object. Cell phone has got its own properties like model, color, size, and the price. It performs the task like calling, SMS, and browsing. To generalize, each object will have its own properties and it performs a specific task. Now, let us understand what is a class. Class is a group of objects with common properties, behavior, and relationship. OOP concepts will be implemented at the programming level by using object-oriented programming languages like C++, Java, or Python. Now, let us see how to implement OOP concept in Python. We are starting with the first topic, classes and objects in Python. Now, let us try to understand the meaning of the class in terms of a programming language. Class is a template which contains variable and functions or the methods. Variable shows the object properties and methods are the function in the class shows the action performed by the object. Syntax of the class. Class is a keyword followed by the class name and whatever variable and methods which you want to define, that will be defined inside the class. Now, let us see the first example for the classes and objects in Python. Now, before the first example, so we will try to understand about the class diagram. So, what is a class diagram? Class diagram is a rectangle with three partitions. In the first partition, we are giving the class name, and in the second partition, we are defining variable, and in the third partition, we will going to write methods and constructors. This is my class diagram. Class name is EMP. You have the following variable and you have the following methods. Now let us see, we will see how to translate this class diagram into a Python class. So we are creating a class EMP and we are defining all the methods. We have two methods over here, assign method without a parameter. Inside the method, we are declaring a variable. Point to be noted here is whatever variable we declare inside a Python class will be prefixed with the keyword self. And also the self keyword is passed as a parameter to the method. Now we are declaring here two variable emp number, name, and the values are assigned to the variable. Later, I have declared a method called show info. The show info method will going to display the employee information at the console. Now, according to the given class diagram, we have defined the Python class. Now, let us see how to make this class functional. To make any class functional, we need to create an object. What is an object? Object is a variable of the type class. In this example, we are creating an object obje equal to, and we are using here, this is basically a constructor. More about this you will be learning later. After successfully creating the object, using the object, I am calling first the assign method. When the assign method is called, what will happen? The values will be stored in the variable. Then using the same object, I am calling show info method. Show info method will print the values stored in the variable. Now just let me execute and show you. So output what you will be getting. Now we will see the second example. The second example is example for a method. A second example is a class, object, and a method with parameter. Now let us see the class. Try to understand the class diagram. Class name is employee. Has got two variable, emp number and emp name, and you have two methods over here. First method is assign, it is taking two parameters, int and string, and the second method is show info method, which will going to display the employee information at the console. Now let us try to write a class based on the given class diagram. So I have defined a class employee. Here point to be noted here is I have defined a method called assign, so which is taking three parameters. Self keyword as a parameter, EMP, the EMP number and EMP name. They both are called as local variable. From the local variable, we are copying the value to the class variable. And then I'm defining here the show info method. What the show info method will do, it will print the employee details at the console. Now I'm creating the object, two objects for this particular class. For one class, we can create any number of objects. Whenever an object is created, what will happen? Whatever the variable that you have declared in the class will get binded to the object. Now, using this two objects, obj e1, obj e2, I am calling the assign method. Since my method is taking parameters, accordingly, I am passing here two values. While calling two times, I am calling the assign method using different objects. So I am passing different values. So how these values will be copied to the class variable? First, initially, value will be copied to the local variable, and there values will get copied to the class variable. And later, so what I'm doing, I'm calling the method show emp info. So what this method will do? Will print all the employee information at the console. The value stored in the variable depends on the object to which it is binded. Therefore, whatever the variable we declare in a class, we call them as instance variable. Because the value stored in the variable depends on the object to which it is binded. Now, let us see the next topic. The next topic is what is a constructor? So, constructor is a special type of method which will have the same name as that of the class name. Why we need a constructor? Constructor is used to assign the value to the variable binded or linked to the object. In Python, how you will going to define a constructor? We will in Python, we use the keyword init. Keyword is used to define the constructor. Coming to the types of constructor, we have two types of constructor. So one is the default constructor, and other we have two types of constructor. One is the default constructor. Second one is the parameterized constructor. Now let us see the example for the default constructor. So let us see the class diagram. Here I have defined a class called car. Car class has got two variables. So two variable is brand and color. And I have defined here car with the two brackets. This is my default constructor. Whenever you are writing a constructor in the class diagram, class name will be used. Point to be noted here is in Python, whenever you want to implement a constructor, init keyword for with two underscores before, two underscores after will be used to define the constructor. Since the default constructor will not take any parameter, then in this class diagram, so I am implementing in this particular class diagram, so I am implementing the method show car info. So what this method will do, it will going to print the car information. So where exactly we are calling the constructor? Constructors are called implicitly during the object creation. For example, in this example, in line number 18, I am creating the object. After the object, to initialize the object, I am calling the constructor. So constructors are implicitly called. When this particular program is getting executed, first from line number 18, control will go to line number 6, where I have defined my default constructor. Values will be stored in the variable, and using the same object, I'm calling the show car info method. So it will print all the details about the car, like car brand is Maruti, car color is green. Now it is very important for us to understand what is the difference between a method and the constructor. The first difference between the method and the constructor is that name. Each and every method in the class will have the separate name. All the constructors have the same name as that of the class name. Coming to the task, methods are used to perform three tasks, like to assign the value or to print the output or to perform the calculation and comparison. Constructor will do only one task for you to assign the value. Third point is that taking parameter. Method also will take parameter. Constructor also will take the parameter. So coming to the return time, methods will have the return time, but constructor will not have the return time. Some methods are explicitly called using object. Constructors are implicitly called. The only similarity between a method and the constructor is that both will take the parameters. And next, so we will go to try to understand about the parameterized constructor. What is the meaning of parameterized constructor? So parameterized constructor is the one which takes the parameter. So for example, we will try to understand the class diagram. So class rectangle, and it has two variable, length and breadth. And then we have defined here a parameterized constructor which is taking two parameters. L and B are the parameters. And we have a method here, find area. Find area method will find the area of the rectangle. We are using a suitable formula here. After calculating the area, returns the value. Now in this example, we have defined a rectangle class with a parameterized constructor, also the find area method. While creating the object, so we are calling two parameterized constructor, and also we are calling the find area method. We can call them any method which returns the value in two different ways. In method 1, whatever the value written by the method can be stored in a separate variable, and I am printing the area of the rectangle. Or we can also directly call the method which returns the parameter. Returns the parameter directly inside a print function. Now let me just take and see the output of area of the two rectangles. And the next important topic will be access modifiers in Python. So we have an important object-oriented concept is encapsulation. So what is encapsulation? Hiding the data or protecting the data from the direct outside access. So we call it as encapsulation. In the programming level, it will be implemented by using access modifiers. Then we will try to understand what is an access modifier. It is a keyword used in class, method, variable, and constructor declaration. It controls the scope and visibility of the variable. So coming to the types of access modifiers, we have three types of access modifiers. Public, it will access from outside the class. Private, it will be accessed from only within the class. Protected, accessed by the same class and also by its derived classes. But in Python, you don't have any keywords to implement the access modifier or to represent the access modifiers. By default, all the Python classes members are public. But all you want to declare a private variable, so we are using a technique here. Before the variable name, I am giving two underscores. After the variable name, if you give one underscore, what will happen? The variable scope will be changed to private. Whatever the value that you have stored in the private variable cannot be accessed from outside the class. In this example, if you see, I have a class car. I have two variables here, model and color. The scope of the model is public variable and color is a private variable. I can access them within the class. So now I have created the object for the car class. I try to call the car info, show car info method. Later, I'm trying to access the public variable. Yes, public variable I can access. But when I try to access a private variable, so it will not allow you to access the private variable from outside the class. That you will understand when you see the output. So if you see here, the model has changed from Maruti to Santro because model is a public variable. Anything public he can access from outside the class. But my color variable is private that I can access only within the class, and that's why the color has not changed from green to blue because color is a private variable. So with that, so we are concluding today's session. Hope you have followed all these topics. Thank you.